So here we are again, day 3, I dare say, of learning about all these stacks and how to play them. I'm just in a new setup here in a different environment, so just gonna take a second to make sure everything is up and running. Just actually going to I have a second screen now, which is awesome, but I thought it would give me chat. Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. I got chat. I got viewers. I got everything that I need. I got followers. Fantastic. So, just we're end of my work day. Ready to get into some flesh and blood. Trying to remember what I need to do on Uzuri. I'm going to be playing the same deck, which is calling Melbourne first. So I'm going to continue with this. I will continue to have the challenge that I don't have a sideboard for this. I don't know what's supposed to be in the main board and what is supposed to be in the sideboard. But I think one of the things that is certain supposed to be sideboard is the Arcane Lantern. So I'm going to put that into inventory right away. And I think I'm also going to move Nimble Strike and all the Nimbleism. I think that's what I did a lot in the last one. Sigils, I think that's what a good one is as well. That's a good card, but rather if you're going into a fatigue game, I think that's a safe card to put into sideboard. I'm also moving the Fate Foreseen. I'm leaving the Sink Below. Personally, I prefer the Sink Below, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Actually, I just remembered something I need to do before we get going, so please bear with me while I go ahead and do that. Just 1 second. And I'm back. Very new to streaming here, so still very much working on my setup and how I want things to have. I don't want to spend too much time on everything, to be honest. This exercise is mostly about me keeping myself honest and making sure I have a schedule that I adhere to when it comes to preparing myself for Worlds. What am I saying? No. Of course, I want to qualify for Pro Tour Amsterdam, and I think I need to do a lot more to learn about the game, and I want to commit to playing more heroes, different heroes, and that's what I'm doing here. The goal is to play every single hero and get 10 games in on them that I expect not to be living legend by the time that the Pro Tour Amsterdam rolls around, which is mid next year, with the ProQuest season, for which this work is important, to be rolling around. I think it's mid of spring, so I think it's April or sometime that around. So we started the heroes playing with Bravo, which I played 10 games of already. I played Bravo on Saturday and Sunday, and today we are we're continuing with Uzuri. I've played 5 games on Uzuri, and I'm just going to go ahead and queue up on Talishar and go into the next game. So we have Classic Constructed, Public. That's all looking good. I actually had a conversation earlier on today about I had a conversation earlier on today about how people pick who they want to play against on Talishar. Are you going to pick a matchup that is a challenge for your hero and you actually want to get better, Or are you going to pick a matchup that is really good for you and you just want in a quick win? I think most people are probably in the latter category. They're just looking to feel good about their deck. The way that I'm doing it here, I'm just queuing up from February. I don't get a choice. I just get assigned whatever and see what happens. So we're just waiting for an opponent here before we get going. My main hero is Reinar. I've been playing him for about 2 years now, and I love the hero, honestly. I don't care that he's not good. I sometimes worry a little bit about the way, it's not being very good, but has never stopped me from playing him. Okay, so just let me do one more thing here while Drumma has joined me. Okay, just adjusting the lighting a little bit. I think that's better. Okay, send a message. Good luck, have fun. Okay, I need to sideboard. What do we do here? We need all the 6s we can get. I think we're okay here. I've never played this matchup. I don't know how well this is going to go. I think Uzuri has a... Oh, no. Oh, well, too bad. She left. Probably took too long to get ready. Sorry about that, dear opponent. Just thinking about that. I think Uzuri has a good amount of poppers in her deck. But we saw from the matchups in the yesterday that it can be actually quite difficult to get one of those 6s into your hand. And talking about that, I'm also taking out the Nourishing here. Nourishing, I think, could be good, but I think the only purpose this serves here is another 6/2 cost with a 3 block. I think it'd probably be, with the amount of attacks that this deck has, it's pretty difficult to get the ability to trigger. Okay, just checking out if everything's looking fine. That's good. So today is the first weekday stream that I'm doing. I aim to start streaming regularly on Monday and Thursdays. Just get a call, of course. Just give me a second. All right, of course, today, first weekday stream, my meetings run over from work and then I get a call to answer. So, of course, a bit of a rough getting going, but should be fine. So, I think I actually want to sideboard in the Fate for Scenes here against Uzuri. This will be interesting. I have no idea how to play the mirror. So I'm ready to go, and here we go. Okay, so I think one of the things that I did wrong yesterday is I didn't use the daggers enough, and then eventually I wasn't in a position where I could push for the on-hit, and I want to try and do that better today. The starting hand, though, I don't think it's very good. There's not much here for me that I feel like I can do to put some pressure on them. But, if they're taking this 1 damage from the dagger, then I'm just going to throw another dagger at them and see if they take another one. So I've taken one, Yeah, I got a leg ahead, 39 to 40. Sure, I'll take it. And it looks like they have the exact same equipment as I do. Okay, so they're gonna block that. Good. And Leave No Witness, I think is one of the best cards this hero has. So I want to put that into Arsenal. Well, that is always a very dangerous thing against, having a card in Arsenal. They might do the same thing. and think, hey, there's a card in Arsenal. Let me take that. Actually thinking there's more shreds in my deck than Leave Witnesses, so I think I prioritize putting Shred in my Arsenal. If they take it, then that's going to be less bad than if the Leave Witness goes. Shred, I have the full rainbow, I believe. So yellow, blue, and red. So that should be okay. Okay, Cadaver's Contraband, a card that I really like from Reinar. So how do I think in this... What are they going to get back? Put an on attack. They only have an attack, so this is just a naked 6. So I think I'm going to not block here. I'm just going to take the 6. Because what I want to do, I want to use Dagger, and I need the 2 red cards that I have here. And then play Leave No Witness, and then Shred. Ideally, I want to use 1 Shred, and not both of them. That's why I want to use the Dagger, and see if I can get them to either use more cards to block, or if I can get it to hit. Right, okay, so they're letting that hit. Good. And then we play the Leave No Witness, targeting their arsenal. This discards the top card of their deck and up to 1 card in arsenal. That actually reminds me of having a look at how many cards their sideboard. They have the exact same. Actually, they have a couple of more, it looks like. Okay, so they're blocking 3, taking 1. I'm gonna pass the reaction step, see if they use a reaction. They do. Okay, so that moves the block to 4. I think I really... Yeah, I'm going to pass first, then use Shred. Pass. That works on both cards, and then I'm just going to do that again. It seems a bit overkill. I'm not sure if this was a good decision, especially if they have another direct. But it's okay, because they have a 2-card hand, but probably where you want to be with the Uzuri. But I was able to get a damage through. 2 cards discarded, 1 from Arsenal. I'm guessing that was Death Touch, because you can't play that from hand. So that was probably an Arsenal. So that's a 6 gone. So I think that was actually quite good. So the Dagger... So I think they don't have a lot to offer here. They're just going to Dagger, and then they're just going to Arsenal and pass. So I'll take that 1 damage. See what happens. We're at the very start of the game. 35 to 33 lives, so just taking a damage I think at this point is quite okay. And they did exactly what I was expecting. Although I should have thought about this before. I'm not sure I can utilize all the cards. Actually, I can. I'm going to do Spider Bites. And then I'm going to do Nerve Scalpel with the remaining resources. Then I'm going to play an Isolate, which dominates, and then I'm going to play another Leave No Witnesses. This is, of course, very nice that I have 2 Leave No Witnesses in my hand straight away. I think that's really good. Let me adjust the camera a little bit here. Okay, so they're letting that hit, I believe. Cool. Then Nerve Scalpel. I'm not sure that's necessary, but why not? Push another damage, then play a Isolate, which is Dominate, which they can only use 1 card to block. They're letting that hit. Okay, I'm going to switch that out using our ability. So if they have a defense reaction like a Sink Below, they do not. So that hits again, pushing them down to 29. And now I have the card advantage. We still have both have 4 card hands. So I think we're even in that regard for this turn. But I think so far I've got a leg up a little bit on tempo. Although Leave No Witness is definitely one of the stronger cards in the decks. Already having 2 of those gone is not ideal, but I have some of the codexes to get that back. Okay, so that's a 6. When this hits, hero chooses red, yet, or yellow, blue. They show their hand. Okay, so I think what I want to do here is I'm going to block 6 myself. Then on my turn, I'm going to play Codex and get the Leave No Witness back, get a Ponder, and then first of all threaten their arsenal again if they do have an arsenal. And okay, right. Okay, so I'll have to see what they do. So they push it over. 7 to 6, so their ability is going to trigger. I have no way of blocking that. I don't have any reactions. So I'm just going to have to see what they choose and hope that they don't choose yellow. I wouldn't. I would probably choose blue so my opponent couldn't. Yeah, okay, cool. They chose red. I think that's pretty good. So let's see where he goes from here. Okay, so there should be arsenaling, and then it goes over to me. I have the Codex, which, as I said, I will just use to get Leave No Witnesses, give them a Frailty, get a Ponder, and threaten their arsenal again, which is very annoying because that'll be the 3rd arsenal that I might be stealing. They might be overcommitting 2 cards to block that, which would also be a good trade for me. But we'll really have to see how it goes here. What they want to do. Very interesting so far. I think I feel a bit more comfortable on her today than I did yesterday when I was playing her for the first time. But of course there are still lots to learn, and if anybody's in chat that has a lot of experience in playing her, you know, let me know. If you see anything that I'm doing wrong, then please do tell me. Okay, I'm just going to put a Leave No Witness in Arsenal and then play that out. Pass. And they either going to block 2 or block with an equipment. Getting an equipment I think will be pretty good as well. Yeah, they're going to block with black tech. I was thinking about that just as I was talking. So black tech and then a card from hand. The good thing is that they have frailty, so their weapons are going to get -1, so I don't have to worry about those, which is good because it's just 1 and 1. And the arsenal card is also going to have -1. Although if it's a 6, it doesn't make much difference, but it could be. Oh, what? So no, they changed their mind. So what did they block with? Would be nice if I didn't miss that. Okay, so they blocked with Hurl. Yeah, probably not the best card. It's 3 only, but it has natural go again, which is always good. But if you block with this, it's only a 2 block, and if they want to really block it, then they have to use another card, and I think they just realized that as well. Okay, so 4 and 4. Yeah, I think this probably makes sense. That's a good block if you want to block it. Good. So I get a card. I'm going to put this in Arsenal and then hand over to them and see where they go from here. A 2 cost with a full red hand. That's not ideal. So I think what I'd be looking to do here is block for 6 and then just do an E-strike for 7 and just try and get some damage in. I think that is probably the best hand that I can play, because can I use her ability to with infect? Yeah, but it doesn't really, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. Oh hey, Aragon. Why no dagger reaction for the safe hit? Sorry, not quite sure I understand what you mean. Okay, so that goes for 0 block. Oh, sorry, 0 damage. which is good. I think they just realized they have a frailty, and I have a hunch they might be playing the exact same list that I'm playing. Exact same list, I think. So that's 6. Oh, so this was in Arsenal. It should have been 7, but because of frailty, it's down to 6. Yeah, I think I'm going to... I think late game Shred is probably pretty good. So I'm going to block 6 here. And then do an E-strike myself, but with the breakpoint of 1, because it's going to go to 7. Why do I have a block rod? Oh, I think because of the pitch of the Fabled, right? I think when they pitched that, they gave me a token. I think that's what happened. I'm not going to be able to pay for that. So I think I'm just going to accept that. Put this under. Buff power, go to 7. I don't think they care about this too much. 29. You take 7, you go to 22. I think it's fine at this point to just take it. But we'll see what they do. Surgical, I don't think I really want to play this without something that guarantees a bigger chance of hitting. It's a really nice card, but I'm not sure I made a mistake putting something in Arsenal that is a 2 cost. The deck is pretty low on blue counts. I think it's in low double digits. So I had a lot of hands testing yesterday where it was all red or I was just generally lacking resources. No, I'm not going to pay. I do have a tunic counter, so alright, I got a blue, so that would be alright. Shouldn't put my hand in front of my face when I talk while streaming. But yeah, just getting used to it. By the way, Agron, appreciate you being here and thanks for watching. If you have any tips for me, anything I could do a bit differently and better, then let me know. So they have a 5-card hand. What am I most worried about? They're probably just going to dagger 6. Worst case scenario, they get surgical. What do I do in response? I can do command and conquer, so basically I need to keep 2. I think I wanna block this and then keep the blue and the red, and I can use the tunic count on the red to do command and conquer, or I can do backstab. Well, I can use backstab as a resource to spider's bite and then infect to surgical or something like that. Oh, have you played her before? Yeah. 5, go again. I'm at 30. I'm 8 life ahead. Do I care about this? I think I'm going to block with black tech, because why not? Take 4. They're probably trying to get a block from me here. But 5 is... It's naked damage, right? There's no on-hit. So if I need to block, I need to block the on-hit. And that is not now. So I'll just block this for 1. Should have probably not even done that. Honestly, I should probably... If there's a breakpoint, if there's a 4... then I should have done that. You're a Dromai player, so you think Dromai actually has a bad matchup into Uzuri? I was matched up into a Dromai earlier on, and I was actually wondering. Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah, I guess Uzuri does run quite a lot of 6s. And he's asking me a very good question here, actually. What do I do? I think I want to block 6 and then attack with surgical. Yeah. I don't think I'm ready to give up this life advance. Yeah, quite a few 6s in the deck for Dromai, right? But I played a game yesterday where I had a hard time getting those 6s out. Is it not difficult for... I mean, there are quite a few poppers, but isn't it quite difficult for Uzuri to go wide? So if Dromai puts down quite a few of the the dragons. So if you can put down a couple more, or you know, that card, I forgot what its name is, but the card that takes away Phantasm, can it get out of hand pretty quick for Uzuri? Let me know what you think. So 1, and then I'm going to do surgical. I mean, I don't think the Spider's Bite makes a huge difference here, but, you know, the Tunic counter's been sitting there for a while. I should try and maximize, and it's a damage that he's willing to take most of the time, so why not? Why not? I was going to use this card to pay for surgical anyway, otherwise I just have a resource sitting there. Just thinking about maximizing the use of my resources. At least that's how I view it. Could be wrong. Oh, hey Chris. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Nerve Scalpel. Yeah, that's actually a very good point, because the equipment, right, is much more relevant to that when you have a breakpoint of 1 over a 3 block. That makes a lot of sense. Thanks for mentioning that. It's actually really helpful. Because then, well, it would have been the same here, right, at this point, but if Black Tech is up and running, for instance, or Flick Knives or Feindals, then actually that makes a huge difference. It's really helpful. Okay, so he's got a 4-card hand, I got a 4-card hand. Ravenous, played Ravenous 4 times yesterday, and not a single time did I see a red card off the top of my deck. I was very sad. I mean, this deck runs around 50 reds, so, well, with sideboard, but a huge amount of the cards are red, so, you know, you shouldn't be trying into blues and yellows all the time. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, that's a very good point, Chris. Yeah. I wasn't Yeah, Nerve Scalpel. I was thinking of the other one. Yes. So I won. So what do I want to do here? So maybe I just want to go wide here and threaten a lot of damage. I mean, unless he has surgical extraction himself, maybe I just take this. I am prone to take too much damage. What I can do is, though, I can do Ravenous, Hurl, and then E-Strike. And so 5, 3, yeah, about 9. And if I'm saying 5 because I probably would choose, take a card and put it into Arsenal instead of going for 7. I think that 2 damage probably doesn't make a lot of difference at this point. Do you play a lot of Uzuri, Chris? Okay, let's see what else he does here. Spider's Bite, Nerve Scalpel, okay. Alright. I mean, I'm committed at this point. I'm just going to take the damage here. And hope that he doesn't have anything that can tax my hand. Or they. Windows Ickler. Okay. Okay. Right, this is not ideal. Yeah, I'm just still gonna take it. Yeah, probably shouldn't have. Yes, played her a lot. Nice. So when you say played her a lot, does that mean not anymore? Are you off her at the moment? Are you playing anything else, or just generally? Also, I always feel like I'm moving my mouse way too much around the screen, and a lot of things flickering and all that. So also looking for feedback on that. And of course I can full screen it, which would be nice as well. You don't need to see my Windows bar. There's nothing to be gained there. resolution. I think it looks like a difficult decision for him to what card he wants to banish. What would I pick? E-Strike? Maybe. Yeah, I mean it's a big threat, and it lets me draw a card. It makes my hand significantly weaker. Okay, so let's start with a Ravenous, and hopefully I have a red off the top this time. Yeah, I've heard that she's expected to be quite good in the new meta, at least until we know what heavy hitters brings, and I'm very hype about heavy hitters. Okay, 4. Yeah. Have you been thinking about Arachne at all with the new cards that were revealed, or you going all in on Uzuri? Okay, hurl for 3. He's taken it, and we're back to even life. No, we're not, because he has another defense reaction. Okay, I think I'm not doing any damage here, but I'm quite okay with what's happening. A 3-card hand is significantly weaker. However, as you might know, Chris, or at least correct me if I'm wrong, I think usually Uzuri is quite good with just blocking with 2 to 3 cards and then playing her hand with 2 cards. That's kind of what she wants to do. How long have I played Uzuri? This is my 6th game. So what I'm doing is I've never won anything except for armories. Oh, thank you for the follow there, Adri Fencing. So I was at Worlds 2 weekends ago, and I was just playing side events, and I absolutely loved it. And I vowed to myself that I would do everything that I can to qualify for the Pro Tour in Amsterdam. And so I'm trying to learn a lot of the different heroes. I'm a Rhinar main, and I've played most of my games on Rhinar. So what I'm trying to do is play 10 games on every hero that I think is not going to be Living Legend by the time the ProQuest runs comes around. Just to know how these heroes function, right? So for Uzuri, I started the weekend playing on Bravo, bit of a cop out because it's quite easy to play. So I played Bravo 10 games over Saturday and Sunday, and somebody mentioned I should be playing Uzuri next yesterday, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I think you're right. She is quite mid-rangey, which makes it interesting that she's actually quite good, because mid-rangey heroes, this game traditionally has not been very good for mid-rangey heroes. But we'll see. I think the big question is how is Fi going to do now that Ice is gone? And what do you think? What kind of matchup does she have into Fi? Is that something she's okay with? Okay, so what do I do here? I think I'm going to do. As you mentioned, I think I'm going to do Nerf Scalpel, what you mentioned before. So he can't use the equipment to stop the surgical extraction, the 4 damage. And then I'm going to go with Ravenous and see if I can get a block. Hopefully, no, not a red, it's just a 3. Okay. That's okay. He's not going for the bait though. And let's play surgical. Let's see what they do here. I think Something that I'm not doing very well is maintaining 5-card hands. I think I way too often end up in 4-card hands, which the power level is significantly lower. It's something that I need to look at correcting, but I just haven't found the way to do it yet. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right about the sync. But the searching was so enticing. Okay, interesting. I hope that maybe in one of the remaining games that I have on her, on the other 4 games that I'm going to play on her, that I can match into a Fi and see how that goes. Okay, so hurl for 3. I think what I want to do here is ideally play Command and Conquer and put something in Arsenal. So Command and Conquer and put the Codex in Arsenal. 3. I'm at 17. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to take the 3 because again, there's no on hit, right? So I should stay true to that mantra for this game at least, and see how that works. Okay, so what is their next move? I think it's good that Flick Knives is gone. I was playing a side event with Reiner at Worlds, and Flick Knives is the one card that killed me at the end. Just that 1 damage that they were able to do. Okay, so they got another 3 here. I really don't want to block this. I'm going to go down to 11. I might regret this. So right now I'm thinking Ravenous into Command and Conquer and put Codex into Arsenal. Or should I put Isolate into Arsenal to enable her ability? Does that make more sense? Okay, so gonna... Okay, alright. I think I'm gonna Crown and block CNC, you say? Okay. Alright. Alright, so... Revel into Dagger into Death Touch. Just trying to figure out what to do here. He has no arsenal, so let's just play. No, actually. I'm just gonna attack for 1. And then Revel. I think I probably... Yeah. I want to draw into a good hand. Okay, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I should probably follow this up and try and get a block from him too. But I'd rather try and set up a hand and then have one last go on it. Sorry, too late. Yeah. You're right. You're right. I'm trying to do this, but while listening to you. Okay. All right. I mean, it's you know, it's a learning experience for next time. Also, you know, welcome everybody to the channel. I see I have 4 people amazingly watching me right now, so appreciate you all being here, and hope you're all having a good day so far. Chris is doing his best to coach me through this. I think right now I'm not doing very well at that, so just going to take one. I think. Am I going to block with equipment? Unlikely. So I think Chris can probably help you better with that question, but I think the key cards are Leave No Witness, for sure. The one that I'm facing now. Okay. Leave No Witness. I think I don't even know what the other ones are that are really important. I think Surgical Extraction is quite good. Yeah, any 6 that gives them one of the afflictions. C&D Shakedown. But it's more about synergy of all the cards rather than the single cards. Yeah, I think I would agree with that, because it's not like one card that is like extremely good and you want to play that every time, right? It's so, for instance, in Rhinar, you're waiting for those Blood Rush Bellows, right? Okay, so what do we do here? I think I want to play Command and Conquer and try and get to that Arsenal or 2 block. I'm tempted to play Codex, but I think I might want to try and do that with another hand where I have a go again first and then going to Leave No Witness. Yeah, but I didn't have the resources for that, did I? I was missing 1 resource. Oh, of course. Oh my god. Of course. What am I even doing here? You're absolutely right. You should be here streaming, not me. I've completely blanked out on how she functions. Okay, I'll do it this time. I promise I'll do it this time. Okay, Spider's Bite. I think he's just trying to get me to block here, and I want to do Dagger, Isolate, Shakedown, and potentially Shred. He hasn't used any codexes yet. Might be one here. Yeah, here we go. You called it. You called it. Okay. Yeah, and now he's gonna do, he should be doing Leave No Witnesses, right? That would be my play. Oh, Death Touch. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's good. I kind of need to address this. So what do I want to do then? I think I can... I think I might do the Codex myself. Yeah. Isolate into Shakedown into Boots for Go again. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, sorry, I went quiet there. I was trying to think about how to do this. You're being extremely helpful, by the way. Okay, so isolate into shakedown into boots. Okay, so I activate her ability. Okay. If he has two different reactions, I'm kind of out of luck, but you know, I think that's just kind of what can happen, right? Okay, yeah, I'll wait. I'm just waiting for them to decide what they want to do. They're still in their reaction phase. I think I'm not sure what they're waiting for here. Maybe they have another reaction and they're trying to decide if I'm going to do exactly what you just said. Okay, right. And now break the boots. Cool. Pass. Oh. Okay. Welp. That didn't work. I think the idea was good. But yeah, I think I probably made the mistakes earlier in the game, where I probably gave this away, right? But you know, that's how you learn from these experiences, right? That's how you get better. So 5 go again. Okay. Yeah, probably. All right, let's block 3 of that, take 2. Okay, all right. Okay, just gonna block 4. Okay, I think Death Touch, right? I mean, ideally I'd want to get Leave No Witnesses, but 4 is too easy to block, and I'd rather get 2. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. If if it's 4 card, I mean, they could block with Spring Tunic, or with the defense reaction, so it's actually not the same. So if I play Death Touch, I can probably get 2 cards. All right, let's see if we find the comeback here. Oh, cancel, of course. I need the Spring Tunic, and there we go for 6. So that's a 3-card hand there. I'm thinking I give him a Blood Rot if it hits, because it's at 12, and losing that another 2 damage or playing a blue would be pretty painful at this point. Or, well, he has a Frailty already, right? So Frailty doesn't make any sense because it deactivates the scalpels, the knives. 4. Okay, I think it's gonna go for a full block here. No? Maybe? We'll see. Yeah, it's down to the wire, right? And this is kind of why we love this game, right? At least that's why I love it. It's so tense towards the end. And I do choose Blood Rot. So then he has a Blood Rot. Ooh, Shred. I think a Shred is very good right now, but the rest of the hand is not that good. Especially with the generic. So I have 2 shreds, a backstab, an isolate. That's not the hand I was hoping for. So 4, we're at 9 to 6. Let me think. There is no one hit here. And I can probably look for a scrappy bunch with 1 from your gate card. Do I have 1? I don't actually have 1. Can't even get 1. Blue isolate is what I would be looking for. But I can block with blue isolate and get that into my... get in there now. Codex again? You think so? Could be. I hope not. Let's see. He's got 2 floating. Nope. That's it. Oh yeah, no, of course they're codex. Damn it. So that's all the codex is gone though. For 5. Okay. So I think I'm... oh. No. Undo block. This is a difficult one. He's actually asking a very good question. I almost want to say I block this. Should have waited with the block. I can't. So yeah, so I'm going to block 5. And then on my turn just attack with spider bite to do a bit of chip damage. This game could go to the point where I might need another tunic counter, so... And what else was I going to do with that hand? Right. At least in my mind. Not much I could do there. Okay, his arsenal... Oh, Spider's Bite, of course, doesn't do anything. I forgot about the frailty. Alright, I will just play this. And play mind games. I guess. What is his response? Although it's pretty scary now, right? I'm staring down a 5-card hand with 5 life remaining. The equipment is broken. And I could activate the ability, but it doesn't do anything. So they take 1 to go to 6. It's very close. Very close. At least I don't have to worry about a reckless swing. Wait, okay. So they do want to block. No? Maybe? Let's see if they want to chat. Let's see if they want to say hello. So close. Where are you from, Chris? Where are you watching from today? Okay. They use tunic. I think that makes sense. Although they would get a counter on their turn. So, okay, interesting. 3 block, 2 block, 3 block, 2 block. Germany. I'm located in the UK. I'm Swiss myself. You might hear from the accent, but I've been living in the UK for a few years now. 4. I have not seen any shred from... I've seen 1 shred. Right, 4. So I think I'm going to overblock this and hope that I can play Leave No Witnesses. 4. If he has 2, I'm scuffed. But if he has 1, I'm okay, right? He has nothing. Psych. Alright, okay. I have Leave No Witnesses. I do have a shred, though. Okay. He's letting it go? Or he's got... No, he's got a FAB foreseen. Okay. Let's hope he doesn't have 2 defense reactions again this turn. That would not be ideal. But, you know, if it is what it is, then it is. Sometimes, you know... there we go. Did I jinx it? I think I just jinxed it. How's the flesh and blood scene around you, Chris? Do you get a few armories around where you are, or is it a bit difficult to get games going? Okay, still 5-7. He's got 3 cards. I can't use her ability. He's got 4 here. Does he have another card that you can get? It's a 5. Oh, he didn't have it before. It's a 5 go again. I think I block 5 and then use a tonic counter and one of the cards to play Shakedown. Just going for a 6. Yeah, let's see how that goes. 1 to 2 armors a month. Yeah, I think that's not too bad, right? Well, if it's more 2 than 1. Yeah, that's the thing, right? The game is very, very competitive. And I do think, aside from just being really competitive, there's a big barrier for entry. And so a lot of the staples are still quite expensive. The reprint of Tunic certainly helps. I think a reprint of CNC would be good as well. But I also don't see a lot of local game shops actually doing something about getting more players. So, you know, my local shop here, there was like 1 new player event a year ago, and they don't really do anything to attract new players, and I think it can be very daunting. We now have Lorcana players in on the same night, and they sometimes come over, they look what we do, and some of them seem interested, and I think what I want to do is now suggest to the local group that we have that we want to try and get something off the ground where we could perhaps attract some of those Lorcana players and say, you know what, you know, Lorcana is a great game, and if you love it, play it, you know, by all means. But, you know, here's this other game, which, in my opinion at least, has the better game loop. I mean, each to their own, right? It's like, I'm not saying other TCGs are not good or people shouldn't play what they enjoy, but I do think Flesh and Blood actually does have the best gameplay loop of any TCG that I've tried. Not that I have a huge amount of experience. This is actually the first trading card game that I play a lot. So we have a Scalpel for 1. We have 1 floating. We have 2 cards in his arsenal. It's actually exactly the card that he wants to play. I'm thinking I block this. Yeah. He's played all 3 codexes, right? So he's played... Yeah, he's played all Frailty. I don't expect anything else. But I want to block and then I think use my trap and my sink below and play the codex myself. Okay. Yeah, so that would have been wrong then. Okay. So it's going to be 1. I don't think this makes a difference. I'm going to just go to 3 here because both the cards that I do want to block with potentially are reactions. And what else got they brewing here? Nothing. Okay. I'm gonna make a mistake here. You're not gonna like what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm gonna play Scalpel and then play Codex. I don't know. You do think that's a good move. I'm relieved. I'm relieved. Although I'm down to 11 cards, right? Like, at this point, I have to worry about getting fatigued. Okay. We're getting close. We're getting close. It's turn 16. I found that the games on her can go quite long. They're the longest games I've played so far. Oh, all right. Okay. What are they doing? Okay. 2. Am I gonna get anything else? Yeah, we're gonna get a 5. Okay, and I get a ponder, so I draw a card. I hope I have some decent cards left in the deck. I honestly didn't keep track if I have any attacks. Okay, this. Okay, I think an isolate, that's good. But actually, I don't think I have any attacks left. I think all the 6s are gone. All the attacks are gone. So, I would say dagger, dagger. I can't keep the cards anyway. I have an inertia. Okay, so I'm just going to, I'm just going to try and extend the game here. By not running out of cards before they do. So dagger, dagger, and then isolate. Nice. Spider's Bite gets a block. And then play the isolate for 3 dominate. I'm thinking I want to use the shred on this to push some more damage. That gets us an even ground, at least from the life differential. We have a surgical here. Okay, I think this might be the last attack that I have in the deck. I'll block this because if he has a 4 attack, then I want to use the sync, right? And then I want to do isolate into surgical. No block. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I can. Okay, let's see how that goes. So that's coming for 1. They take it. I play isolate. And then it's probably as one of the last hurrahs, surgical extraction. Having flick knives here would be nice. I think this would actually be pretty good to have here. But we'll see. Yeah. It's always a bit difficult to know. They might have. They played 3 Fateful Scenes. They played 3 Sinks. I think it's very unlikely they play an unmovable or anything like that. And I think they've also played 2 Oasis. They could be Frailty Traps. There could be a 3rd Frailty Trap or an Oasis. Honestly, if they still have that. Oh, they do. Uh, yeah, I should have checked what should have checked. You're right. It didn't change anything, but I should have checked. What you're saying is I should have checked his discard pile, see what cards he has there. If I see 6 of the D reacts, then I make the decision that I go for Spider Bites instead of Scalpel. That's what you're telling I should have done. All right. I'll take one. Okay. So Spider Spite into Isolate, and then Shred if he... maybe? Or I can put Shred in Arsenal and attack with Nerve Scalpel. Okay. I think... yeah. Let's see what he blocks with. If he just uses a 3 block, then I win the game, right? Because I just take 4 off. Right, so if he doesn't have another reaction here, I win the game. Awesome! I didn't think I was gonna win this game. That was a really good game. Thanks very much, Chris. I was ready to give up there. I'm not gonna lie, and I think you pulled me back into it, and you got me back in thinking about it the right way. And thanks for all the tips. I think it was really helpful with everything that you helped there. Really appreciate that. So I'm going to try and keep that in mind. So just going to take some notes here. So played Uzuri, Dash, Viserai, Levia, and 2 Azaleas. As you can see from my results, this is the first win. Big round of applause for Chris. I think this is just as much your victory as it is mine. And I think the important ones are, don't forget her ability. Check Graveyard before deciding what dagger to use. Use dagger more wisely, especially before codex and fetching something good back. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, good. All right. So that was game number 1. That took quite a while. 19 turns. It's quite a long game. But we'll hop right into the next one. There's much more to learn here. We just have a few more to go. Again, 5 people watching. Guys, thank you so much for being here and joining this journey with me. If you want to help me out a little bit and motivate a little bit more, just hit that follow button. Chris, you did it just before I was able to say it. Thank you so much for following. Appreciate that. I'm actually very excited. I didn't think I was going to get so much interest when I was going to do this. I was thinking I was just gonna sit here and talk to myself for hours on end, but 5 people being here and watching me play this game and maybe taking something away from this really helps me, and it's really awesome. So Uzuri into Kano. Okay, so I have AB1, right? And I don't have a lot of blues, so my blue count is 11 if I take all the blues. I mean, am I wrong to say that this is probably going to be an auto loss? I mean, obviously I'm going to take the Arcane Lantern, but I mean, this is not gonna go well. Yeah, yeah, I think this is just gonna be one of those games where I'm a passenger. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for Kano to do their thing. It's just gonna, they're just gonna slap me down. Ayo. It's it's also a good lesson. You gotta realize that this can happen as well, right? So if you turn up with something like this to a tournament, this can happen, right? And especially early in the meta, Kanos like to show up because they think people are not prepared, and that's sometimes the case. Right now, I'm wishing I was back on Rhinar because on Rhinar I have 3 AB and it's still not a sure thing for certain, but it certainly feels better than this. I think this person specifically decided to play into Uzuri because they knew this was going to be very difficult. I'm going to pitch one. Mr. Barbecue. What a fitting name for Kano, right? Never won against Kano? No AB? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So it doesn't really make a huge difference what I do here. I'm just going to get Merging, get a big hand, pray. Maybe I can scare them and get something, but it's unlikely. We all know how this goes. I dread the day where I need, for my challenge that I'm doing here, that I need to take Kano. Because that deck is just going to melt my mind. I'm just going to sit here and wonder what the heck I'm doing. Because honestly, no idea. I think I didn't want to do anything off stream, just do everything here on stream. But honestly, like, I think it would be very embarrassing going onto stream, never having played Kano and trying to understand what I need to do. Okay, I'm going to put Shred in Arsenal, and what do we have? Okay. So I'm thinking we play Surgical and then... or leave no witnesses. Yeah. If I'm not dead already. Let's block one of that. If we can. Okay. Right, they're coming in for 5, 6, right? Yep. Okay. We're just going to feel sad about that. Yeah, I understood what you meant. It's interesting though. Kano is such an outlier. I feel like Kano gets played a lot more on... Talishar than they actually get played in real life. Maybe it's because it's easier to pull the combo off. There's less to think about, or the Talishar itself makes it... Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Maybe with the rules in place, it helps you not make mistakes, and that's why people play it more on Talishar. Could be a reason in my mind, but who knows? Yeah, I was gonna say, if there's a card here that he doesn't want to see, so 9. Okay, okay, dude, that's fine. I'll just play 2 shreds. I'll just play 2 shreds. I'm gonna win this, Chris. I'm in it to win it. I just need to have 3 more of these hands in a row, and I got this. Right? He's not happy about it. They're not happy about it. I'm not here to make them happy. Ooh, either wildfire. Alright, that's good. That's good. Okay, and I think that was probably the best turn of the game. So he's gonna Kano. The thing is, right, if he has a good turn here, it just kills me. Not this turn, but the next turn. He'll do some more chip damage here, and then the next turn he'll just obliterate me. No, I am not going to do that. Okay, I am going to hurl. I'm not going to pay. I will then go into an effect. So he's not blocking. That's good. An effect. Yes. Should have used the dagger, right? Although I don't think he... I should have... Are any of the daggers good into Kano? You said you're not going to win it, but I wonder if there's a choice to be made here. Okay, 3, Uzuri. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. Okay. Of course, that only works from hand and not from arsenal. Okay. It's down to 16. Feeling pretty good about myself. Probably not for a long time, but right now I feel pretty good about myself. Still at 22. He's got 3 cards. Is this where he kills me? I don't think so. I think I'm going to survive one more turn. I believe. I believe I can do this. If not, we move on to the next game. At least it's not going to be a 19-turn game like the last one, which is good. What's bad though is that there's probably not a lot of learnings I can take away from this, which is the goal of the whole exercise, right? I'm here to learn how these decks work and what works and what doesn't, and if you're just sitting here being a passenger, there's really not much to take away. Okay, so how much are they doing to me here? It's always a big question. 2? All right, I'll take 2. I'll take your 2. Although I could have blocked 1 because I have floating. Got them to 14. I have a 5-card hand. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do some chip damage here. It makes probably not a lot of difference. Makes not a lot of sense, but I'll just do 1 and then attack him with Command and Conquer. And I think they're probably not going to like this very much, so they might just go for... Oh, I was going to say they might just go for the kill. I was wrong. Let's put this in Arsenal. Not particularly good hand. I'd love to pressure a bit more, but I'm not sure it could really be talked of as pressure. So that's 5. I can prevent 6. I can prevent 1. Nourishing, that does nothing for me. Okay, so now I clogged up my arsenal with a card that I can't use into Kano. That was a bad mistake. There's no way for me to get this out. So I can't use Codex, so yeah. I think it's a bad matchup, but it also doesn't help when you're making mistakes left, right, and center. So we see if we die this turn. We should. 15 is well within reach of Kano for pulling off their turn. Or if not, then they might just do it at instant speed on my turn, right? But I'm surprised how long I'm living here. In my mind, this should have been over a long time ago. I have no attacks. All right, that's not ideal. Okay, card banished. Why? Okay. I'm not going to pretend like I know what they're doing. And that's probably the reason why I should try and play Kano. Because it's the play patterns and the combos and everything, how it plays off each other, how they use their ability, and the math that you need to put into it is probably very valuable to know when you're thinking about the fundamentals behind the game and just knowing how that functions. So I should not shy away from playing him, even though I'm very intimidated. Okay, well now they've basically got all the setup that they need. I mean, I can attack, but all they need to do here is just pull off their big turn. I think I can lean back a little bit here, see what they do, but again, they're letting it hit. Now I'm starting to get a bit confused here. What are you doing, Mr. Barbecue? What is your end game? It's probably just that they don't need to combo because the matchup is so good that they're not worried at any point about losing this game. So they're just playing loosely. They know it's AB1, right? So they know they can basically end this game whenever they want. At least that's how it works in my mind. So we have 8 of Quickening. Okay. Putting a card at the bottom, putting another card at the bottom. This is going to be for 5. I'm going to do my feeble attempt at not dying here. But I'm at 8 and it's so super easy for them to do 8 damage. And another 4. Okay, I'm going to block another one. I'll do what I can. Okay, and now they have 2. Are they just playing with me? They're probably just toying with me, right? They're gonna be like just trying to get the biggest combo off that they can. Yeah, here we go. Now I'm just gonna sit here for 2 minutes and see them do the thing. Yeah, but would have made a difference, Chris. You're right. You're right. I should have done that just to internalize the play pattern, right? There we go. GG. Good. On this one, I am not going to make any notes because I just learned a lesson here, and AB1 is just, yeah, it is what it is. Note dodge. Understood. That is a good point, and I will do that. Dodge. There we go. I think that is sound advice. All right, let's. Okay, so Vynnset. So okay, so I think I want to go first because otherwise they're just going to start creating rune chants, which I don't want, so I'm going to choose first. I am going to pick the Arcane Lantern, but what do I pick beside that? I think they have less defense reactions. Sorry, just sideboarding. So they don't have that many defense reactions, so I'm thinking Spider's Bite. Yeah. I looked over after you wrote it, so no cheating here. Do I want to play this pretty aggressively, or do I want to try and take this a bit longer? I'm thinking of taking the Sigils. No, I think I'm going to take the Fates because their attacks are pretty big, and I think they have some significant on-hits there that I want to avoid. Friendly Trap? Yeah, I'll take it out then. Yeah, not a lot to go again, right? Yeah, they're just gonna do their rune chants, and then for whatever big attack follows that. Okay. Right. 2 Sync Belows to start. Let's do... Isolate Surgical. Yeah, I was considering that. It's good to get banish a card, right? And you can pick a power card. The issue with that is that you need to know what their really good power cards are. I think they're probably just gonna overblock here, which is good as well. 3, okay. I wish I had one more resource, so I could have started with Spider's Bite. So 2 Red Sinks Belows is not the ideal hand to start. Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. So he has a Blood Debt, or I could get rid of Pummel. But no, that's fine because now I have 2 Sink Belows in my hand, so I can play around that anyway. So I'm going to get rid of the Blood Debt. That's a really good point. I'm learning a lot from you here today, I have to say. How long have you been playing for? Have you been playing for a while? Okay, so what next? What are they going to... So we have a Rune Chant here. 3-card hand. He put Oath of the Arknights here, yeah. How do you rate this matchup? Since Crew. Oh wow, yeah, that's been a while. So you actually started playing before me. I think so, yeah. I started playing between Tails and Monarch. So that must have been a few months after you. So yeah, you've been around. You've been around. 1 to pitch for Arcane Barrier. So I should have paid attention here. There's not much I can do. I think I'm going to do that. I think Shred probably don't need that right now. I have 3 defense reactions. Okay, so I have an Isolate and 3 defense reactions in hand. I think I'm just gonna do Spider Bite and then do an Isolate because I still have a defense reaction in hand. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Uzuri, or at least the deck that I'm playing here, and I just took the deck that I have, I found in February from the Calling in Melbourne, and I don't have a sideboard guide for it, so maybe it's the ratios of cards that I'm messing up by sideboarding incorrectly, but I think she quite often runs the danger of having hands that don't function well. So you actually need to craft your hands pretty carefully so that you have a stealth card and you have a card that you can send after that. It's not as simple as, oh, I have a 4 card, 5 card hand and I can make a lot of damage happen. It actually is quite intricate in how you need to put that together. At least that's what I felt after playing the 5 games yesterday. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I'm not good at thinking ahead, so that might be a bit of a problem. So 2 + 2, okay. Mother in Skies, I need to block that. One of the lessons that I've learned is you cannot let something with Mother in Skies hit. It's a yellow. Because this is unpreventable, so that's alright. So my turn, again, not a very good hand, right? Not a very good hand. And this is going to be for 6. So maybe just do the Ravenous into an Isolate, maybe. I think I'm going to... Wait, this is a 3 block. Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, of course. Yes, of course. Oh, it's 8. Yeah, I'm just going to full block here. I was thinking that if the game goes long, I have it for later in the game. I was trying to think ahead. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, I have to sink below, right? Oh. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Okay. Nothing I can do my turn, so I'm just gonna pass and draw. And hope make it a better decision here. So I have the cards to use Uzuri. So I would want to keep the Isolate. Ideally, the Isolate and the Down and Dirty. That leaves me with 2 for the Rune Chants, 3 plus a Sink Below for the physical damage. Only in versus Stormeye? Yeah. Makes sense as well. Makes sense. Okay, so they're doing that again to give it +2. No Mothering Skies so far, and then we're gonna come in for 6 with 5 Rune Chants. For 6. Okay. So I have to take this one, pass, pitch the Infect, pass, no, pass, pass. And then I'm thinking I'm going to block with Hurl and with the card in Arsenal, Sink Below. I pitched Infect because, yeah, I could have put it in Arsenal, I guess. Yeah. If that's what you're thinking. Yeah, I can do Infect, but I can also do... Oh, yeah, of course. I see what you mean. I could have used Isolate to dagger, for instance, or put it in Arsenal afterwards. What? No, wait, no. What just happened? Okay, good. Yes. So isolate and then into D&D. And we'll see what they use to block. Oh, and crap. Weird things happening now. Yeah, so this is the first time I'm streaming after a full day of work. I started work at 7 a.m. today after taking the dog out for a walk. So I've been up for quite a while. I think I'm starting to feel a bit fatigued here. So we have 6. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. The dominate doesn't matter. And if they don't block, we can just let it go and hit it for 3 and give them a block rot and set up a bigger turn next turn, right? Okay, so they're gonna block anyway. Okay. Yeah, it would have been better with the leave no witness. So here I'm thinking, well, let's see what they do. I think that Blood then has been doing some work as well. Okay, so that's a 6. And the on-hit is when it has banished the top card of their deck. Alright, switcheroo. So that's going to be for 9. For 10. 15. With the rune chance. That's a lot. They have no card in Arsenal. So I want to say I fully block and put Leave No Witnesses in Arsenal. And keep that for a turn where it actually matters. And I have all reds as well, so... Death Touch, yeah, okay. Okay. Ten with go again. So they're gonna attack with the weapon as well. There's so much damage. Wait, are they just gonna play Deathly Delight now as well? I think so, right? Yeah, they're just gonna come for another 5. If I'm understanding this correctly. We'll see, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Block 9, take 1. And they're deciding what to do next. What could it be? Weapon. Do they have the ability to... Okay, right, it's a banish shakedown. That's fine, I think. Could have blocked with black tech and avoided that discard. That would have been an option. But every hand we learn. Every hand we learn. That's the goal here. I just want to... Yeah. Ah, too late. Too late. Too late. Okay. So, can you explain to me perhaps why this deck is running 3 Nourishings? You've probably seen the deck list, right, from the calling. So, why the 3 Nourishing? I can't picture in my mind where a card that has so many attacks would want to run that. Are you just putting 3 in your deck and you're gambling? Or is it solely sideboard for Dromai? Is that the purpose that they serve? Okay, Movrin. So I have to block again. I can't let them generate 3 roam chants. I have all 3 blocks, so that's good. Poppers, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what was my thought process as well. I mean, 2 for 6 with the 3 block is pretty good. Even if they don't serve any other purpose. Okay, so that's gonna be Deathly Whale with 2. No, Widespread Ruin. Okay. So it's gonna be 2. Six, go again. And I'm going to... Yeah. No. Sorry. No. Taking that back. Taking that back. That makes no sense. So I think instead I'm going to use E-Strike and Nourishing. Because what I want to do... Oh, no, it doesn't work. I keep forgetting that you can't use Azuri's power on a card that you have in Arsenal. Keep forgetting about that. But I'm not going to take it back twice. Like, I have to learn from this mistake, move forward, and do it better next time. But this game is still wide open. We're at 26 to 25. Everything is still possible here. See what they do. They're nothing more. They're just going to Arsenal pass and pass back to me. So, oh, what? Okay. Okay, so, I mean, if they're reverting, then I'll do the same. No, no. I think maybe not many more games of FAB today. Maybe not many more. I'm doing weird things. Thankfully only 4 people are seeing this disaster of a game. You're probably tearing out your hair just watching this. Think to yourself, what is this guy doing? Right, so I'll use Feindals here and then I'll do E-Strike for 7. Which was what you recommended I do earlier. Okay, so I do take 1. He doesn't get the rune chant. That's good. He takes another 2 through Blood Debt. And I just throw 7 damage at him. And ask him the question what he wants to do about that. Or them. So, Lisham. So we have 24 to 25, 7 damage. And hoping I'll pick it up from here. Just need to focus. And that's the thing about this game as well. Right, it is quite taxing. You do have to focus a lot, and while I haven't just spent a day of playing games, if you think about wanting to do well at a big event, you're sitting down for 8, 9, potentially 10 rounds in one day if you want to go far. So for a PTI event, you know, it could be 5 rounds, 6 rounds, and then you go into top 8, you have another 3 rounds, and you got to stay mentally fit for all of that. And I think that's a really big aspect of it as well. I had a game at Worlds 2 weeks ago where I played against a Max, and you know I'd never faced a Max on Rhino. I didn't know what I had to do, but I was a little bit less tired than they were, and I think honestly that made all the difference. That let me win that game. Every time I did something, I just stared at their card for 5 minutes, trying to make it up their mind what they're gonna do. Yeah, it is. It is very tiring. So when I go to these events, I always say to myself, oh, I'm going to be social today. Today I'm going to go out with my friends. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to go do this and that. And then I play all these cards, all these games, 6, 7 rounds. Like, no, actually, I just want to go back to the hotel room. I want to have a pizza, crash, and call it a day. All right, so they've just passed. So just getting back to the game, I think I'm going to do Spider Bite. Spider Bite into Hurl into Death Touch. Hurl first. Okay. I'll take your advice. Why Hurl first though? Because it might already get a block for them. Is that what you're saying? It's like maybe they're gonna block, they're gonna one less card in hand. Yeah, okay. Always stack it before the important attack. Okay, got it. Okay. But I have a shred as well, right? So because I want to use shred for sure, because I don't want to end up the turn with 2 cards in hand. I definitely want to make sure that I use the cards as best as I can and only end with 1 card. Pummel. Keep forgetting about Pummel in Vynnset. It's devastating when it hits. Okay, good. And then we do Death Touch. And if they block for 6, we shred it. They might just block out. I wonder why they're blocking with Dyadic. Unless they want to preserve a card to be able to do something. They have 3 Blood Debt at the moment, so they definitely don't want to get into a situation where they can't play one of those cards. With... Okay, so... It's only 1... I mean, I'm gonna use it because again, you know, it's only 1 damage, right? But I don't want to end the turn with 2 cards in my hand. And they might play a reaction. Oh, it gets destroyed. Oh, it gets destroyed, so because it's minus... Oh! So that... Are you saying this triggers temper? Oh my god, I didn't even know that. That's amazing! Oh my god, oh my god, Shred is so much better than I thought it was. I mean, it's a good card. Oh wow. I see, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. Because if you don't play Uzuri or Arachne, you might never know that. Right? You'd be sitting here and blocking, it's like, oh fine, yeah, I'll take some damage, but it, you know, it's battle worn, whatever. That is brutal. Okay, so let's get back to the game. So it's all red. I can't block this, so take it anyway. Take this. It's 23 to 9. So 7 with go again. And rune chance equal to the number of heroes who've lost life this turn. So I haven't used any block yet, so I think it's probably time. I want to see if I can... I'm not I want to play Ravenous Rebel into something. Right. Yeah, let's see if I can get... Yeah, no, okay. I was hoping I could get an Isolate here and then be able to make the on-hit matter from either Leave No Witnesses or... Yeah, from Leave No Witnesses, but it wasn't meant to be. But we have a yellow at least, so I could Ravenous into Spider's Bite into Leave No Witness. And then Death Touch goes into Arsenal. Alright, so Ravenous. Red. Come on, give me a red. Yes. Okay. But when do I want to do this? For any block? Not here. Okay. So Leave No Witness. Oh, Leave No Witness. And then he's going to block it with 2 cards, and then I do Spreading. That's actually amazing. That's actually really good. I think I'm starting to really like this hero. I think I'm starting to fall for this lady here, this Uzuri. Oh. It's certainly much more interesting. No offense to anybody, it's certainly much more interesting to play than Bravo. Okay, come on, give me another block. Yeah, it really feels like that. But it only defending when I'm defending a card, so that goes to equipment as well. I mean, honestly, I'm at 22 and they are at 4. This is going amazingly well. Is this about the way that you expect the game would go against Vynnset, or is it one of the easier matchups, or is it quite difficult? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. It's only 1, but I'll give him a Blood Rot. And at 4 life, this is actually really difficult. Difficult but favored. Tough but favored. Okay. No, wait. I need to let this resolve first. Okay, now I can. Good, and that goes on top. And that gives them a Blood Rot. And they'll Leave No Witness. Hits. And I think we've got this in the bag. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's actually, I think the tip that you gave me at the start to put that card into... to banish that card was super good. I think that makes a huge difference. I think they just die here, right? I mean, what are they going to do? They have 3 Blood Dead. They have... maybe they attack 1 more time. So let's say they attack 1 more time. So what's my move here? Infect, depending what they do into Death Touch. Block with the rest. Yeah, I don't care. I do not care. Pass. They're low, you want to go wide. Yeah. So E-Strike into Death Touch. Presents 11 damage. Basically asks their whole hand. Right. But there we go. Took 2 damage from Blood Rot. Dead, dead, dead. Awesome. She will play. Very nice. Ah, cool. Good. So that's 2 wins in a row. Well, in a row. If we ignore that Kano was there. So what's the takeaway here? I'd say banish a lot that card early can make a huge difference. Yeah, I think that's probably the one takeaway here. It's always more difficult for me to really take away a lot of learnings from the game when the game goes well, because it's for me at least it's easier to learn from mistakes and when things went wrong and you say, oh, I made a mistake here, made that mistake. When it goes well, then it's harder to see those things. Okay, make sure to use isolate for dominate where there is a relevant on hit, and then of course use dagger before the important card. You should be charging you should be charging me for coaching, by the way. That's a good one as well. Shred breaks armor temper. That is actually super good. Super good. All right, good. Okay, so let's go into the next one. So we have, let's have a quick look. It's going a lot better than yesterday. So I have 2 wins, 1 loss. Kano, I think we can ignore that one. So we're now up to 8 games. So we have 2 more games on Uzuri. And then after that, I'm going to make a decision which hero I'm going to play next. I have a few lists here. Again, these are all copy-paste from recent tournaments. I'm not a deck builder. I just picked a few decks that performed pretty well and used them to learn how the heroes play. My main goal here is not to win every single game. My goal is to learn the play patterns, and I think the play patterns can be learned even if you don't have the perfect sideboard, right? You're still understanding how the hero plays, what card they use, and how they use them. So if I don't have a sideboard guide into this or that hero, I think that's really not important, because I'm much less focused on what they're doing. I'm much more focused on what I'm doing. So I'm not too focused on what the deck list is, at least as long as I know it's one that did decently well and should be doing well overall. So I think that's my main focus. I don't know yet what I want to do after Uzuri. I'm getting very much tempted by Max. I think he's got a pretty interesting gameplay loop. I really like it. But maybe I should pick something more difficult, like perhaps Dash or Dromire. That's something that's really out of my comfort zone. But we'll see about that when we get there. For now, back into another game of Uzuri and see what we get. Maybe we get a repeat of one of the matchups we already had, or we're going to get something new. I always like getting something new. So, to Azalea, and otherwise we had different heroes every single time, which is actually really good. It's actually really good. The more different heroes, the better. Okay, we have Vynnset again. Is this the same one? I don't know, we'll see, but I'll go first. No, this is a different one. So I think I'm going to take the Fates back in. I'm going to take the Traps back out. And then I'm also, this time around, going to take out, where is it? Down and dirty. And reduce it to 60. Equipment, we need to have Arcane Lantern, not Nerf Scalpel. And then submit the deck and see if we can pull that off again. So we're not starting off with something that can banish off the top. So instead I'm thinking E-Strike for 5. Go again. Isolate, that gives... Actually, let's dagger. I think I want to use... the codex is not that good early on because there are no targets in the graveyard. So I'd rather try and delay that until later. Not sure if there's much sense behind that, but that kind of makes sense in my head. So they took 1. Okay. And then we're gonna do, just gonna go above power. The reason why I'm keeping an isolate here, that what makes sense in my head here is that I want to make sure that if I can do her ability if it comes down to it, right? So like here, so I don't have anything to set it up, right? I don't have a stealth card to go into shakedown. So I think that worked out quite nicely. I didn't realize they're using Nebula Blade. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I mean, it's 39. Yeah, I was thinking no blocks. And then hurl into isolate, into shakedown, use shred, and then death touch into arsenal. That's my thinking. So hurl. That's just a 3 with go again. I always like to go against. Usually 3 with no relevant on hit. People usually like to let that hit as well. Then we're gonna play the isolate. And then let's start thinking about what cards, what color should we choose? The room gate cards that they have, I think they can have every color. So ideally, I'd want to get one of those just for the blood debt. But I wonder what he has in hand. So it's probably going to be either blue or red. And red usually are the power cards. So I'll pick red. And that was a mistake. So I'm just going to pick the pommel then. Yeah, should have taken blue. Oh, I should have used shred. Okay, never mind. Yeah, red was right. Okay. Shadow property to give it +1 go again. Look at the top deck, they can banish it. So that's 3 + 6. It's gonna be 7, and the on hit is banishes a card from their arsenal. Okay, so I think I want to block that then. So leave no witnesses and the red shred. So I'm gonna block 2. Crown. Yeah, good point. And then I can use blue shred for dagger. Leave no witnesses. I think I can block with this and then take the arsenal, get it into hand, and maybe I can get something. Okay, backstab. Okay, that's good as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead with that. So 4, I'm gonna pass on that. There are two blood dead again. That's good. Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, because the on hit doesn't matter anymore, right? So dagger. Oh wait. No. Sorry. I'm saying sorry to a person that can't hear me, which is always good. It's always good. At least, you know, in my mind, I'm being polite. So play and leave no witnesses. And then ideally I want to use 1 shred, and 1 shred goes to Arsenal. Okay. What are they doing? They're blocking 4. I think I'm going to use... I can hit... I can get it to hit if I use the blue one. So unless they use more, I'm just going to do this and preserve the red one for where it might be a bit more dicey. And that hit, and I think that works beautifully. So put this into Arsenal. Okay, so 23, 26. Where are we going with this? So they're just going to start generating a lot of rune chants. And Mother in Skies. So again, Mother in Skies, I do want to block that. And you're right, I should have used the black tech here instead. So just no to that. No to that. Pass no to that. And that's for 4. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do 5 and 7. You're not gonna like me, but I'm thinking of just using flick knives and nourishing to block this, and then I'm going to go into Ravenous and E-Strike for hopefully 11. Okay, yeah, in that case, if you're saying 2. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You're right. I realized I should have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely right. Okay, so no, it's good. It's good. It's really helpful. Honestly, it's good. I'm glad you're here helping me with this. I'm learning a lot right now. I'm learning a ton. So, okay, so this is instant op 3. Okay. This is probably still gonna hit for 4. Banished. Okay. Plus 5. Okay, they were fishing for that. To do a decent amount of damage next turn. But again, they have quite a lot of blood debt in their banished zone, right? It's basically, I could almost try and just fatigue them, but I'm not sure I could do that because I have rune chants every single turn, and yeah. Okay, so this is a pretty bad hand. I could do Ravenous. I'd wish I'd have a blue here. So I'm just going to take these again. And then block out the attack. He says, with no degree of certainty in his voice. So I have a red shred here as well, so I think I'd rather keep an isolate. Okay, block this for 6. Cool. And then on my turn, we're just going to do a Ravenous. We could actually, sorry, actually, you know, Not sure if this is ideal, but I mean, at this point, I think I just want to leak damage. So I'm going to do 1, bring him down to 14. Ravenous. It is, and there's the blue, of course, as is tradition. Interesting. Okay, so this is good. It's a pretty decent hand. I'm thinking I want to keep all of these. I probably least care about Hurl. I think I would definitely want to keep Backstab and Surgical. So I'm at 16 to 11. He's going off quite a bit here. He's pushing it by 4. So that's going to be 9 plus 3 is 12. Okay. So that's 9. Okay. So you take it. You're saying take it. No, he's gonna swing Nebula at me, right? So I'm going to survive on 1. Is that it? Ah. Okay, no. No. Okay, so 6. So I think I wanna block with this first. I need to use this. Yeah, I'm hating myself for this. But I have stealth. I can then do surgical, and then I can do shred. But I'm probably dead here. If he doesn't do that 6, then perhaps I'm in a different spot. But okay, 9. Okay, so 9 block. So 4 minus 4. I mean, it's my last hurrah anyway. I think, yeah, it's fine. No, but I can, if I get rid of, oh. Okay, no block, no swap, okay. Yeah, and then I have a blue for the rune chance, right? Well, this is unpreventable. So, unpreventable. Well, but I think the idea was the right one, right? It probably wouldn't have mattered. They wouldn't have died, and we'd be in the same spot anyway. Cool. Good. Okay. Right. So that didn't go as well as the last one. Just wondering about my takeaways here. So just doing something off to the side there. Again, you know, if we have a couple of people in here, First of all, Chris, really appreciate you being here, spending all this time with me. And yeah, the sword's doing 4 damage is actually pretty good. And anybody else coming in and leaving, appreciate everyone being here. So I think I'm gonna do one more. One more. Where does that bring me? I think that brings me up to... Yeah, that'll be the last game of Uzuri. And really enjoyed this. Actually, Uzuri is more fun to play than I had in my memory, but I don't think I gave her a fair chance the last time, or maybe I only played her in Sealed. Okay, alright. Okay. Alright, it's an on game. It's an on game. Again, I think there's just yeah, the rune chance, the more the rune chance, the better, right? I do think these Kanos that I'm facing here, they're just waiting for something like an Uzuri, right? They're just here for beatdown. They're not here for a fair game. They just want to swing their thing around and show, hey, I'm this big. They don't want a challenge. I'm just going to put that out there. You know, if you're playing against me, you're watching this, and you're saying, no, I actually want a fair game. You know, I'm happy to be challenged on this, but you're just here because you know this is easy. You want to push up those numbers, and you want to feel good about yourself. That's what you're doing. But that's fine. That's fine. I should actually, truthfully, I should play 2 extra games with her, because the 2 Kano games weren't really games, right? So there's nothing that much I can learn here. If it's oh, dodge it, then I might want to play another 2 games just so I can actually have games that matter. Because that's what I'm here for, right? Instead of trying to get through these heroes as quickly as possible, I think the most sense makes that I actually do something that gives me the most value while I'm doing it. I think that should be the goal. So yeah, I hope I'm not going to get more Kanos, but I think I'm just going to play a few more games. Okay, so play an Isolate, then play into Shakedown, Shred just for giggles, Fear Me, Jimjij Strike. Okay, so I could have actually just E-striked first. Yeah, could have done that. Oh, wait. Can I still break boots? Wait, so I'm good. So, hold on. This, right? And then it goes to him, and then I break boots. And then I'm going to E-strike him. I'm going to choose red. Oh no, it's all blue. What am I doing? What am I doing? Kano is all blue. Of course Kano is all blue. That was the biggest punt all day. Of course it's all blue. Oh, oops. Nobody wants to see that. Windows. Thank you very much. Not sure why you decided to show me that. Okay, so let's go full screen so I can't accidentally go somewhere I shouldn't be going. That looks like a lot of damage. Yeah, you know it, mate. I don't have anything in my hand. That damage is coming through unfiltered. Come on, Kano. Do your thing. Faster. We all want to move on with our life. Yes. Yes, very fun and interactive. And, you know, I'll tell this to anyone that is willing to listen to me. I think that's why they're not giving Reinar good cards. Because if Reinar gets to a place where the Intimidate becomes very consistent, it's going to be very similar, right? You're just going to constantly intimidate somebody's full hand. You're going to intimidate 4 cards, do damage, and repeat that play pattern over and over. And the opponent is just going to sit there and take... There's nothing they can do. Right? It's going to take damage, take damage, take damage, take damage until they're dead. And I think they're actually pretty worried about that, and that's why Reinar mains such as myself actually have been not getting a lot. And that's why they're leaning into the gamble aspect instead of trying to make him more competitive viably. I think they're worried that Kano might happen again in a very unfun way. That's my theory, at least. And I'll repeat that over and over until somebody proves me wrong. I'm sure Brian Gottlieb is in the channel right now, one of the 4 esteemed viewers I have right now, and he's going to confirm that I'm absolutely correct. Don't be shy, Brian. We all know you're here. And here we go. That was the last. I'm not going to block this. Okay. So, in theory, that's the 10 games that I wanted to play with this hero, but this wasn't really a game, was it? So that doesn't count. So we're playing another one. And hope that there's not another fun Kano watching the games that pop up on Talishar and goes like, hey, let me prey on this. So Chris, what do you think about heavy hitters? Are you hyped for it? Are you pretty lukewarm on the heroes and what we've seen so far? What do you think? And for that matter, for anybody else that might be hanging out and chat with us at the moment, what do you think? Is it going to be a good set? Do you like the 6 heroes that we're getting, or do you prefer something like Bright Lights that is just mechanologist? What's your preferred type of set? Okay, come on, give us an opponent here. Nobody wants to stare at a screen where nothing is happening. We want to play more flesh and blood. More flesh and blood. Yeah. Why does it worry you? Because you think the play pattern is going to be too similar to Dromai, or is it something more that you don't want to see that many permanents being used in other heroes and that becoming more part of the game? What is it? I also think 6 classes in draft I think is great. I also like the draft in Bright Lights just having 1 class. I think that's so permanent FAB, yeah. Yeah. I've as I mentioned earlier on, I've never played really any other TCGs, so I don't have a lot of experience. But I don't think having a lot of, like having an army of dragons or sellswords or whatever it is in front of you isn't really in the spirit of the game. That is supposed to be this one-on-one fight between 2 heroes. Oh. What did I do? Okay. I can see that it's somewhere there. but it's not showing up on my screen. Okay, might have to... How do I get this back? Okay. I think I'm gonna have to drop here. Sorry, whoever that was. Sorry, that was not on purpose. I think I'm gonna better restart this because otherwise it might generate a problem. Okay, oh, Azalea's back. Okay, so I want to go first because they could dominate and get a huge hit in at the start. I think I'm going to take... I'm going to take the down and dirty out again. Or actually the 2 block might actually be good into Azalea. Actually, I'm going to leave that. Equipment, just the standard stuff. Yeah, let's go. Let's go with this. Let's go 66. Okay, so where do we start here? I think we do an infect and then we try to switch in nourishing. Right, if they don't block, that could actually be off. Well, they do, but it could have been good. Could have been good. So we're gonna leave no witnesses into Arsenal, and then if they don't dominate, card revealed. Okay, so Rain Razors at the top of the deck. We already know what we're in for soon. So I'm gonna let this through because there's no on hit here. It's just a naked 3. See what else they do. They do nothing else. Okay, now I wish I would have blocked. Usually... They do run defense reactions, or at least the Azaleas that I played as of recent, they do run some. Well, I'm thinking one of the daggers into isolate, into leave no witnesses. And I think if they're going to block, they're rather unlikely to block with an arrow. They're much more likely to block with a defense reaction. So I feel the right decision here is to use Nerve Scalpel. Okay. And then we're going to play... No. Yeah, now they know. Now they know. I'm sorry. Can I say sorry here? I can say I'm sorry. But it shouldn't matter because unless they have 2 defense reactions, which is unlikely. So I'm probably still going to be able to get it off and let it hit. So 4. Okay, no, actually that's okay. That isn't going to work. Oh, what I was going to do wasn't going to work anyway. But this works. And I think here I'm actually going to choose Inertia. Just because I think 5 card hands are pretty important for Rangers. And they want to maximize their hands, so not having a card in Arsenal is going to hurt quite a bit. And at the start, they don't really care about damage. They have no weapons, so doing Frailty doesn't do that much either. I think personally, Inertia is the right decision here. If you're in chat, if you're watching this, and you violently disagree with me, I welcome you to speak up and let me know. Also, if you're here, if somebody's here and has been watching for a while and you like what you see, then I invite you to follow me. I'm going to have a lot more of this in the coming months as I try to qualify for Pro Tour Amsterdam. I'm still ways away from it. Okay, so 8 and I can only do 1. I think that's fine. I'm just going to use sync below. And I think I'm going to sync codex to have that come back up as soon as possible. Yeah, I'm going to sync that. Okay. I want... What? Okay. Okay, yeah, of course, terrain racers. Yeah. We knew that was there. And he was going to use it because of inertia. And Command and Conquer is not going to do anything here. Of course, because there is no card in Arsenal. But it's 6 damage. We'll take 6 damage, I think. The downside to this is he should know that there's Leave No Witnesses in Arsenal, which is not fantastic, but just because you know what's there doesn't necessarily mean that you can do something about it when it happens. Okay, Bolton shot 2, going to 3, is that it? No, they're gonna Azalea into infecting shot, 5 dominate, and probably a lot more. Yep. Okay. That's gonna hurt. So that's 8 dominate with... I'm gonna get 2 blood rot, but there's really no way for me to block this. So I think I might as well not. Then my play is Ravenous into Isolate, into Shakedown, into Shred. Yeah. And this is going to be 12 damage that I take here. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage to be taking. Thank you for the hint. I appreciate that. Oh, another Leave No Witnesses. Okay, so then we do Isolate. Give them a moment to think about that. I mean, if I can get a block out of them, that's good as well. Okay, 6. Pass. I think I want to take red here. Okay. And then Leave No Witnesses and the shred on top in case they decide to block. If they don't decide to block, then I'm just going to pass. Nope. Nope. And put the shred in Arsenal. Okay. Let's see what they have for me. They have a red in the ledger, Mr. or Mrs. Miss Dams, they, them. 5 dominate. I think I'm going to block this out and change one of the cards and see if I can get a card. Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's actually the first time I could Equip black tech. So okay. Choose a card to banish. I thought the arrow makes sense, right? Okay, so 4, go again. I don't think I care about this, so if we think about this again, we're going to do isolate into leave no, so dagger, dagger, isolate, leave no witness, boots, codex, something like that. Feels pretty good. If I looked at those cards correctly, I know there's nothing else here. Those are both pumps, so there's nothing they can do. What a good card into Ranger. Right, so we're going to gonna get the tunic counter. Spider's Bite for 1. Scalpel for 1. Then we're going to isolate. Oh, then we're going to leave no witness. I mean, that blocks us. If he doesn't block at all, then that blocks us. I mean, sure. I wasn't able to do frailty. Dagger into codex into CNC. Yeah, that seems a good combo. I mean, this doesn't work out perfectly, but wait, what? Because I can't use codex here because I already have something in arsenal, right? So that there's no point in doing that. Unless I'm misunderstanding how the card works, but I'm pretty certain on that. Okay. Can't use shred here. Can't use shred, so. Oh, should have used the shred anyway and put the codex in arsenal, right? Yeah. Now I'm facing 11. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I kind of bricked my hand here because of this. Yeah. I see what you mean. Two ponder. Well, that isn't that nice for them. I wish this was an assassin attack right now. I think that was going pretty well for us there for a second, but now we're pretty much with the back against the wall here. They can easily do 7 dominate and just kill us outright. Might be over, might not, we'll see. So I'm gonna push that arrow. Not perfect setup for my hand either. So we'll just have to see. Okay. Okay, just trying to catch up what's happening here. I think that's always a bit hard to understand in Talishar what they're doing and how that all comes together. It's a lot easier to follow in person. Okay. All right. So we're in the same spot that we were 2 minutes ago. Where do we go from here, friend? Okay, yeah. And now we're just going to dominate this, and the game is likely over. So that's 8 dominate. So I can block 3. And then I can block another 3. I take 2. I have a blood rot. So I'm just going to threaten lethal here by buff power for 7. Yeah, but I'm thinking of using the 3 pitch to avoid the blood rot. I mean, again, you know, if he does a big turn with dominate, I've used all my jokers here now, so if he just dominates now, then it's over. I'm thinking there's a rain razors in his hand, and is trying to get me to not block here. I'm going to say block 3, and then fate foreseen, isolate, shred, boots. Am I alive? Wait, I'm alive, right? Yes. I'm very much alive. So isolate. He needs to block. He might actually just be straight up dead here. Unless this is where he has his defense reaction. I'm going to do this just because. I don't actually like when people do this when they've got the game, they've won it, and they go through all the stuff anyway. Ah, here we go. Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Here it is. Defense reaction. Here it is. Almost had him. Almost had him. Got a bit cocky there. So that's 6, 9. No dominate, right? So no cards in hand. So I'm going to block. Does that make sense? No. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Sink below. Take 1. Pass. Then I play Codex. Get something spicy. Get a 4 attack for 0. Attack with that. See where it goes. I wish I could have kept that shred in hand. Four. They have 2 cards. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't go silent for a second, but this is a real. I feel like this is a really tense situation. This could really go either way. If he dominates, then I'm dead. But he just passes and ends the game. Why? All right, I'll take it. I'm not gonna question it. I'll take that win. I'll absolutely take it. That's good. It's like today went a lot better than yesterday. So especially if we account for the fact that two of these three losses that we had today were from Kanos, I think it went rather well. And I don't think I'm gonna lie if I say that I learned a lot from you, Chris. So I really appreciate you sticking around for about 2+ hours today to help me out with this. Um, at least 2 hours because you followed 2 hours ago and you were here for a bit before that. So really appreciate your help. This was a lot of fun. I hope you get to go to an armory soon and play. For today, I'm going to call it a day. Gonna go grab some dinner. I hope you have a nice evening, and I'm gonna be here. My schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and every other Friday when I'm off, and maybe the odd day here and there. And I'd love to have you back if you find some time and you can watch me suck playing some other heroes. Have a nice evening, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.